Hello everyone, Helena here.
Kelly here.
We are Speaker Insight and oh my word, we really want to help you build a business on your terms. And we're having a small giggle because it was the Easter holidays and I think we are, I suspect we're still on holiday mode in some way. We hope that you all had a break, that you actually allowed yourself. Hey Beth, nice to see you, hun. I know you had a break, I definitely do. So the thing about taking a break is that it does replenish your mind, it replenishes your spirits, it allows you to reconnect so that you come from a place that's just fresh, right? Rejuvenated. Seriously, you're in for possibly a treat. We're both in a little bit of a strange kind of space. And the topic of today's Facebook Live, truly, we feel like we could talk about this for at least 4 hours. So we've had to really hone and whittle everything that we're saying. So I'm obviously going to start with the buzz in our business. So Nita, Beth, put the buzz in your business in the comments below whilst Kelly is sharing out various bits and pieces. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the buzz in our business and then I'll see kind of where you're at. Sarah, nice to see you too, honey. So I tonight am going to be co-hosting for a little while Authorcraft. So for those of you who are in London who happen to have no plans for this evening, Authorcraft is a brilliant place for the writers in the group. In the Connection Hub, which is what Kelly's just actually kind of put the link in. So the Connection Hub is the group associated with Speaker Insight. It's where everybody comes to hang out and have the good conversations. And it's always really good to meet people within that space. So if you happen to be free, I'm doing an extended piece of tribe building this evening during a talk. And there's about 3 or 4 really interesting people at that night as well. So they usually kind of launch books and just do a lot of how to market your book. So if you're thinking about your book, how to get it more out there, Authorcraft is a really good place to be.
And we give you free tickets.
And I was just going to say that, which is really good. So if you do want to come, just ping us and we will get you on the list, so to speak.
The link's in the comments so they can see. And James is saying the buzz in his business is the connection and realisation his beautiful clients and followers reach.
Ah, that's very, very, very good. James, I see that you've been paying attention to some of the videos as well.
He's just joined the hub.
I know. Well, see, so welcome. A personalised welcome. That doesn't happen that often, does it? Good for you. So the second thing is today on the back of, sort of how we're known, and this is partly what we're going to be talking about. By having a tribe, by building a presence, by actually setting up your positioning, people start to find you. And so today, after this, we're actually being interviewed by a journalist who reached out to us. Guess why? Because we have a tribe and a presence and the positioning. So it just makes sense for you to pay attention to everything we're going to teach you today.
She sees us as experts in the public speaking industry.
I wonder why. So that is something for us to look forward to. And we are, of course, very excited. It is coming. We are definitely in spring. And towards the end of June, we are running our Speaker Insight retreat. So for those of you that actually haven't yet fully got your speaker, author, coaching combo business defined and clear in such a way that you can actually go out there and market and be interviewed by journalists, found in some way. Honestly, we would really recommend that you take 3 days out to just come and get your business sorted. You will walk away basically with a business in a box that you really love, that works for you on your terms.
And massive clarity is what most people say, don't
that's
they, when
exactly
they've been on it?
That's it. And real kind of tweaking of, I didn't understand how all the bits of my history fitted together to actually go and be able to create the change that I want to create. And that's really what we hold a space for.
So that's our buzz. You tell us about your buzz in the comments. Lots of people saying,
there are lots
of people saying thank you, hello, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay, good. No. We want to hear the buzz in your business. What's interesting? What's exciting? What have you got coming up that you want to share with us? Because that's actually one of the best ways that you can create and generate interest for your business and you out there in the marketplace. Tell us what's happening. So I was hoping to hand it over to you for that, but instead I'm just going to say this. This is a really big topic. So we're going to talk about how to show up on Facebook to build your tribe. But within that, there's all sorts of extra elements like what is a tribe, how can you do it, and all sorts of things. So we really have jam-packed it in for you.
Well, we might have to do 3 or 4 of these, mightn't
we? We stripped out such a lot, and it's like, oh, we could do some slightly different titles and then like still talk about this in some way. And I think that's the power of a good subject, is that you can actually come at it from different angles, and those different angles then help you think about it very differently. So our intention for you, if you haven't got pen and paper, seriously go and get some, because we are just going to go. As soon as we hit the go button, we're going to go. So the key thing here is there are several really great books out there on tribes as well. We obviously, Tribes by Seth Godin is a seminal piece of work, and if you haven't read it, please go and read it. It will give you a whole bunch more information. But one of the quotes, and there will be several by Seth in this, because he is a bit of a god, isn't he? So the first one for me certainly is, you cannot have a tribe without a leader, and you can't be a leader without a tribe. That to me is a really telling thing in our 21st century world. You need to show up and lead your tribe. It requires of you, and for some of you who are kind of lurkers or hiding behind the scene type of people, it's going to require some inner development, some inner stretch for you to actually show up and be visible, potentially vulnerable out there, in order to go and be the change maker that you want to be. Because the reason you would actually have a tribe is really because you want to lead some kind of change. That's the leap that we're really making. So we're going to kick off, unless there's anybody...
Yeah, Lubna's saying she's spending the end of the week in London. Daisy's buzzing about her upcoming walking wardrobe event on the 18th of May.
Ooh.
Just finished writing some more consideration content and running a wardrobe refresh challenge this week, as it's Fashion Revolution week.
Get you!
God, I need a new wardrobe.
She's going to be on it, it's just opportunity awaiting there. So, anyone else? Okay, good. So, pens and paper at the ready. Here we go. So, we're going to kick off with, obviously, what is a tribe? We're not going to make any assumptions about this whatsoever. So, given that we run the Connection Hub, it would be churlish of us not to use this definition. Seth Godin says, a tribe is a group of people connected to one another, connected to a leader, and connected to an idea. So really just kind of breaking that down. Connected to one another, so all of us in it together. Connected to a leader, or in this case, to 2 leaders. So we hold the space for it. We always talk about being the hosts of the party. So, your page is your stage and your group is your after party. And so we are the hosts of that party, and connected to an idea. And one of the very first things that we did when we set up the Connection Hub was really to say, what do speakers, authors, and coaches, who are the people that we really are best placed to serve, what do they most of all want? And
need.
Yeah, it was connection.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that we actually did something to provide a space where they could show up and connect to other like-minded people who also basically want to change the world and make it a better place. And that's really why we set it up.
Yeah.
And we've built a tribe. Now, a tribe can be massive, it can be tiny. But a tribe is really about belonging. It's about what's at the heart of it. So your tribe could be big or small right now. It actually probably doesn't matter, because it's the engagement, and the importance is the purpose of that tribe. So
there are some people, aren't there, that have got 100 people in their group.
Yeah.
And there are some people that have got 100,000.
Yeah.
But the engagement of the 100 people are so high that it's a much more powerful group than just having numbers in there.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we really encourage you to measure the value of the group.
Yeah.
It's actually to measure the engagement more than the numbers, because that's what matters.
Yeah, because really the importance of it is you belong together and you're showing up together. The power of the conversations, the power of the connections, the power of even kind of the collaborations that come out of meeting in the same space because you are with like-minded, and something I've really been saying recently, with like-valued people. You know, that is the point at which you go, oh, we belong together, we're in a tribe, we recognize each other.
Yeah.
So some of you watching may well have a tribe already. Some of you may have a tribe that needs a little bit of attention in order to actually kind of make it work out there better. And some of you may well be thinking about creating a tribe. So I'm going to start in the obvious place, which is, why would you want one, or why would you need one? And really, this is kind of a bullet point list fire for you, because you could expand on each one of these for yourself. So pick up the one that resonates for you most and tell us why as I go through this. So the most obvious thing is, it's easier to speak into and around what you believe to a group of like-minded and like-valued people. It will be easier to receive for them the things that you're actually speaking about. So we're forever doing teaches on how to help speakers, authors and coaches to build a business on their terms. So that's quite a broad range of things for us to speak on, but it's actually quite targeted as subject matter.
And we've created the platform, right? So therefore, we don't have to keep on finding lots of platforms. We've actually built our own Rome, and people come to us, right?
And that's how it works, which makes it a lot easier. It saves us time. It saves us energy, it saves us money, because we don't have to advertise necessarily. We've done no ad spend, but that's coming. So it also becomes a really good way. If you have your own tribe, somewhere to invite people into, it just becomes easier to enlist people, to enroll people, to say, look, when I meet people at Authorcraft tonight, the only thing I'm going to be inviting them to do is to come and join us inside the Connection Hub, because that just becomes the place where we can get to know one another even better. Yeah. People will also get, by you having a tribe, they'll get a much clearer impression about who you are, what you stand for, because you're going to be hanging out with your tribe. So they're going to be getting to know you, that know, like and trust you factor, much more quickly and easily, and you are not going to be doing it one by one by one, which might take you a long time. If you want to change the world, that can be a laborious process. So let's make it kind of more efficient. Always like efficiency, I do. Which is good. The other thing is some of you have really big dreams and you want to start a movement. Well, one of the best ways to do that is to start a tribe. It supports the creation or the start of a movement of some sort. And it also means that the pressure gets taken off you, because you'll find that people show up who want to support you in doing that, who want to actually give towards your cause, towards what it is that you're actually wanting to.
Yeah, I think because a lot of people think about building their own websites, and that's their, as Helena would say, green flag in the sand.
Yeah.
But how do you know how many other people are behind that movement? How many people are supporting it? Because it's just a one-way information stream.
It's broadcasting.
Yeah. When you've got a group, people can actually see if people are actually liking and engaging on a certain area that you're talking about. Yeah. We know our most popular Facebook lives because of the amount of times that they're shared and commented on and liked. So we can see the response and the reaction to people. And that's what is needed in a movement. A movement is started by somebody's thought and leadership. Yeah. But as James said here, he loves the fact that you can't have one without the other.
No.
Right? You can't have a leader without followers, and you can't be a follower without a leader.
That's right.
You don't see that online anywhere else other than in social media groups.
Yeah.
That's
in
where
forums,
you see that interaction.
Exactly. Now, the other thing that is invaluable and almost a byproduct, but one of the most vital things, Kelly's alluded to it, but I'm going to really name it, which is the information, the insights, the research that you actually get by having a group of people who are interested in the same thing inside that portal, whatever that is for you. And so we happen to have built Facebook. Built
we
our
didn't buy
tribe.
Facebook.
No,
that was
built.
Mark.
I did not say buy. Good
built
God.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Mark built
Facebook. She doesn't let me get a word in edgewise sometimes. No, we didn't build Facebook, but if we had, I think we'd be quite happy.
Yeah.
We're geeky, but not that geeky though. Right, so built our group on Facebook, Kelly Tyler. So we happen to have built it here, but it may well be that yours is in a different forum where your avatar actually hangs out. So some of this is something that you will need to consider. Where does your person hang out? The point about it is once you've created your tribe, the insights, the information, the conversation that goes on means that you can actually hone and research the type of thing that they want and they need without you actually having to go out anywhere. It's literally right there on your doorstep, and it's an enjoyable conversation because you all actually kind of like the same thing, because that's why you got together and that's why you're hanging out.
Yeah. Just reiterating James's point here, that he says that he's found that most people follow people that are themselves, so authentic, right?
Yeah.
Not just amount of energy to be anyone else other than yourself. So that's definitely, we'll go on to talk about that, James, and that's coming back to the point of the purpose of the group.
Yeah.
So let's just tell you a little bit about how, because we only ever teach what we've done, right?
Yeah.
So we'll tell you how we've built our tribe so far, and we've only been going just over a year in this, guys. So it's really possible for anyone out there that's just starting to build their tribe to do it on your terms, authentically.
Yeah.
So the reason why we have a page and a group are a few reasons. The page is called Speaker Insight for us because that's our company name, that's our limited company.
Yeah.
What we use that for is our broadcasting platform. So the only thing that you'll see on our Facebook page are our Facebook Lives and any promotion of any of our events, like the retreat and the Connect and Create days, and when we're speaking on other people's stages.
Yeah.
So that becomes like basically like a company page, a website on Facebook.
Yeah.
And the reason we do our Facebook Lives on there is so that people can share them.
Yeah.
Because
anyone.
Because if you do a Facebook Live in a group, it can't be shared outside of the group. And actually, this is our fundamental way that we built the Connection Hub over the last year.
Yeah.
Really good quality content Facebook Lives. People go, oh, I know somebody that needed that. Tags them in, that gets shared. Yeah. And you'll see what I've already done in this post. If you see the comments, I've put a link to the top saying, come and join us in the Connection Hub. And that's always a linked comment in every Facebook Live that we do.
You will see it right at the top for pretty much all of them.
We pin that comment because you can only pin comments when you're doing the live actually live. So just be aware of that. So we pin that comment, and wherever that Facebook Live is shared, our intention is to give great value, but then to bring them back into the Connection Hub, right? So that's the reason why we do them on our page. But you will also see, I've also live streamed this as we're going live now into the Connection Hub, so our members see it live as well.
And that means that some of you are actually watching it through the Speaker Insight page. Some of you are actually already inside the Connection
and people
Hub.
like that, I can see her watching it in the Connection Hub. So there's
and some of you are actually in Changemakers Central, which is our membership, because we also stream it in there. So we want to do our best to serve as many people as possible in all of the environments that we're actually supporting and holding space in.
And so that's what we say here.
Yeah.
The Facebook page is your stage.
Yeah.
That's where you broadcast from.
Yeah.
Then what we say here is we don't really hang out on our page.
We really don't.
If you ask a question, we'll answer it.
Yeah.
But what we say is come over to the hub, which is our after party, right? That's the group. So in there are where the conversations happen. Yeah. That's where it's actually not about us. It's about you. Yeah. So going back to your comment, James, about the fact of building groups authentically, I agree with that. And we show up as we show up on our page. But actually, when we're in our group, we're like, we know our avatar. And of course, it's been however many minutes into this video, and we've said avatar, right?
Avatar.
That's what we say every time.
I got it there. I think I got there first today.
Maybe you did. So we know you guys really well, that actually the content and the focus of the Connection Hub is to connect. Yeah. You with like-minded, like-valued people, and also publishers, speaker agents, website designers, etc., etc. Yeah. Because building a business as a speaker, author, or coach is really lonely. Yeah. So when we did research beforehand, we were like, okay, what do they want and need? What do you guys want and need the most? And it was those access to our little black books, access to people that we've done it with.
Making it easier to actually understand what's needed in some way. I am actually just going to say hello to Renee because it's the first time she's ever joined us. So I'm just going to do a big old
Perfect.
Yeah.
So in those respects, think about how you're showing up to serve. And this is the really important thing. What is the purpose of the group?
Really clear.
So if you look at our Connection Hub, there's no branding other than the colours around being Speaker Insight, because we named the group what your aspiration is, right? And I think this is a bit of a side point, which was a bit of a fluke on
It wasn't.
It was planned.
It was totally planned. It was subconsciously planned.
So if you look at any of our, it will be a suggested group in the side, because we don't do paid posts at the moment. But it says, come and join the Connection Hub for speakers, authors, and coaches. Yeah. Now, when someone sees that on the suggested groups, they already automatically think, I'm one of them. Yeah. And I think that's probably why we've had one of the biggest growths in the last year, is because people automatically think, oh, that group's for me. Yeah. So that's just an inside tip for you to think, can you call your avatar out in the name of your group so that they think that that's the place that they should belong? Yeah. Okay? So even just by naming them,
exactly.
Right? Similar to, I think you said Beth was on, so hers is like the founders. She calls the founders out in the title of her group.
That's it.
So think about how you can name your group so people automatically think that might be a place for me to belong. Then it's really important to set the purpose.
Yes.
And I would always create groups around your avatar's aspirations, what they want as the end result from being part of that group. Yeah. And then it's really important to set the culture, okay? Yeah. And so a lot of people say to us all the time, oh my God, especially in the early days.
We love your energy.
Months, yeah, but you guys are you seem to always be there. You respond really quickly. You give really detailed answers to people's questions. And if you're going to set a tribe, it's a bit like making that first impression. The first impression is what's going to count. And
the first impression isn't just your first Facebook Live. Your first impression is probably your first 3 months of actually being there.
3 to 6 months, right? Yeah. So we made a
committed effort.
Yeah, to say, look, we're going to be on Facebook quite a lot in the first 6 months.
We have to tell our partners too.
To get that momentum up, but to build that culture. And also it's the amount of content and the strictness of what we allow in there. Yeah. So, I was talking to somebody the other day about their Facebook group, and he had about much more than us, about 17,000 members, I think. Yeah. And he was saying, oh, don't you need to be policing it all the time with promotional posts, etc., etc. And I said, actually, we probably get one promo post every other day, which I delete, because obviously there are days which we allow promotional, but we don't want our newsfeed just filled with stuff. We want it to be valuable for our members. Yeah. So actually the culture we've created is that people don't even bother spamming that much. He was really shocked at about the least amount of promo that we had to delete. Yeah. So that's about the culture, and this is something which I'll put this link into this book, because another one that
it is really good
that we spoke about. So it's called Tribal Leadership. Yeah, I'll just put the link in now. Yeah, and this is some 5 key points that are from this book about the type of culture and the purpose of your group. So think about, if you've already got a group, are you falling into any of these? Yes. And if you're about to set a group up, then think about which one you want to create.
Well, Renee, interestingly, is in that position where she's actually kind of slowed the group down a little bit in order to do the rethinking on it. So this is really, really timely for her. Okay. So this next little categorization, and it's true for all of you, is really to think about what kind of a place do I want to create for people to hang out in, and what's the kind of conversation that goes on in there, which is harking back to the cultural elements.
Yeah, so and Daisy's one group is called Speaking Style, Styling Advice for Women Who Speak. So it does what it says on the tin, right? Beautiful. And people will understand that. Yeah. Okay, so these are just some stats and some awareness of the type of culture that you might be creating or have created in your tribe. There's one which they call the victim tribe, and actually this only makes up 2% of the groups that are out there. Yeah. Now the victim tribe is actually where people go, and it's not the victim support groups. I'm not talking about like Alcoholics Anonymous and all that type of thing. This is more where people just go to lick their wounds and be woe is me, and I need sympathy, and my life
is awful.
Yeah, basically
it's awfulizing. It's an awfulizing place.
It is. So there's not many any of the 2% of the groups that are out there, but that's where people just go just to feel depressed. They probably listen to Radiohead all day long and want to, kill themselves.
Let's move on, because that's depressing. And seriously, if you're joining us here, you're not going to be setting one of those up if we have anything to do with it. What's the next one,
Even though
Kelly?
I do love Radiohead. Anyway.
Neither here nor there. Go.
The next one is a bit similar. It's the My Life Sucks tribe.
There.
Okay, so this is actually about 25% of groups that are out there. So this is actually one, I would probably call this a bit more of a distraction group.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when you don't like what your life is, so you're actually going to hang out in other places.
But you're not going to take any responsibility for it.
You don't want to change it, but you want to distract yourself. So these are probably the groups that are like, funny cat videos and things like that. That you just want to go, I don't want to look at my life, I want to look at anything else but my life.
It's like,
and that's just more entertainment side of things.
Yeah.
Just to distract you from who you are and taking control and responsibility. So that's 25% of groups.
That's a lot, people.
That's a lot. Okay, so the other one, I've been listening to Radiohead all morning. Yes, Sarah.
Of course you have, Sarah. Of course you have.
Okay, so the next one is the I'm better than you tribe.
Ew.
Right, so I want to give you guys a heads up, right? Because we see a lot of people, and this is what happens when you become an expert or you're seen in the limelight, is that ego sometimes starts to take over.
Yeah.
Catch yourself, okay? This is when, if you have got a group, and it basically becomes all about you.
Yeah. And honestly, that can be very unsustainable. That can actually be slightly addictive, but also non-sustainable, because actually what happens when you want to go on holiday? What happens when you actually need to take a break in some way?
Yeah. And so, but it's also about look at me. You need to learn from me because I'm better than you.
Which eventually kind of pulls people into, what value am I getting?
Well, but why would the people want to be part of that group when actually they implement the lessons you're learning and they actually become better than you, right? We'd love people to, they do overtake us in certain things because it's that collective wanting. So, but also a lot of people the research that these guys did in this book said that there's normally a lot of drama and stuff in those groups. So it's quite,
and there's a lot to manage in there.
Yeah. So it's more about the fact that it becomes less about the audience and more about, okay, let me show off my thing today. Which
and it becomes a sort of aspirational lifestyle piece, which might just actually not add as much value as you set it up to be. Yeah. So please be careful, because actually most of you in here do want to create a movement and create change in some way. And one of the best ways to do that is to continue conversation. So don't make it a broadcast piece rather than anything else.
So what we're saying there is that those groups normally aren't team players.
Yeah.
So don't fall into that trap. But the really important thing is that 49% of groups are actually made up from that type of I'm better than you tribe, as they call it. Yeah. You've also got the other one, which makes up 22% of the group, which is, hey, aren't we as a collective really great? Yeah. And those guys over there are really rubbish.
You're rubbish.
Suck, right? So you're actually saying, yes, collectively we're really good, but at the detriment to somebody else or some other group.
It's like a win-lose.
Yeah, so it's that, we're only good because we're better than them.
Yeah.
We can't just be good by ourselves.
Yeah.
So they're constantly putting other people down. It's all about winning. It's all about we've got more members. It's all got, it's that competitiveness. Yeah. Rather than just focusing on the internal motivation and the purpose of the group. Yeah. So that's 22% of the groups that are out there.
Yes.
So what we're saying so far, it's not all doom and gloom.
No.
But check yourself on what the content and the culture of your group
and the conversation
is currently like. Yeah. So what you currently putting out there, and also what do you need to do, which we'll talk to you about in a minute, to flip it, because there's only 2% of the groups out there that are like the last one, which isn't life great?
Yay!
Right? This is collectively 2%. Team players on an intrinsic mission, right? They are aligned with purpose. They're collectively supportive, not just within the group, but just basically what can we do together to make a bigger impact, a better change?
That's right.
Right? How are we going to make history as a group? So that's what they normally say that people in these groups are the most engaged and the most productive.
Yeah.
Right? So we are really proud to be saying that we are in that 2% of the groups that are out there, because of the focus that we give for you on, we want you to succeed.
Yeah.
We want to support you.
Yeah.
We know that our members support each other. Like, we get blown away every day by the amount of support
and we
that's out
encourage
there.
that, like, you know, sort of it's an absolute pleasure to see that overnight, for example, because it's a global community as well, overnight somebody may have had an issue that actually we just go, great job guys.
we don't need to solve that one, it's done.
And it's such a varied, you know, we really do maintain, we don't teach speakers how to speak, we don't teach authors how to write, we don't teach coaches how to coach, but we do support you all in building the business behind and beneath that so that it's really sustainable for you. And the great thing about that is that other people in the group share their expertise, so that we don't have to do those things. You don't have to. When you run a group, you don't have to know all the answers. You simply hold with the invitation for others to contribute in the same way. It's a win-win-win. Win for you, win for them, and win for the world.
Joe loves our support. Joanne, sorry. Yeah, so just have a check of those 5 things.
Yeah.
Check into your group, think about what culture you're currently creating.
Yeah.
And then if you're wanting to start one, then we're going to talk to you now about how you can create that 2%, the Life is Great tribe.
Yeah. And so we said this right at the very beginning. Tribes are all about leadership. They need leadership. Sometimes it's the one person that leads. Sometimes it's more than one person, as in the case of us. People want, so this is Seth again. So people want connection and growth and something new. They want change. So at its very fundamental, in a group that is the Life is Great kind of tribe, what you're setting out is that aspirational piece, but it's also about really making your group the new normal hangout for them. It's about actually making it so attractive that it's a bit like having your favorite cafe on the corner because you know it serves the best coffee. I'm obviously going to make this analogy. The best coffee and the best lemon ginger cake because you just love it, right? And you go to that cafe over the one across the road, even though it has comfier chairs, because you really love it. And that's the whole point. You want to make your place the most inviting place you can be and become their new normal. We have a lot of people. I'm always really proud when I hear the comment of, I've just stopped hanging out in other groups and this is the group I hang out in. So,
or the fact that we've got people that have lunch with us every Tuesday, or coffee
breakfast
mornings if they're over the pond.
Morning, Amy. I'm sure she's around somewhere. It's just good. So the thing about this is you can actually take charge. In today's day and age, it's easy for you to create your own platform. And that's actually one of the most important things that you can do, because it's a platform that you kind of own, but that you can shine from and into as well. It gets you known, and as we said earlier, it becomes a place where people can kind of try before you buy, almost. You know, it's like, oh, I can hang out a little bit and just get to know these people. Whether you're a lurker or whether you're a conversationalist within the group, people are still checking you out. So your job is to be really consistent with it. And so in order to build the tribe, it's really about you creating a point of presence that just can't be argued with. And you highlighting, this is what happens in here. Kelly's already said around setting up the rules, being really strict with it, ensuring that you know what your intention for the group is and how it serves a purpose for all of the people in it. One of the things that's really great about kind of building this tribe is by building a platform of your own, by having a group, wherever you have your group, you have somewhere to send them to. You actually kind of, you know, because everybody always wants, when they get to know you and they start to think, oh my gosh, I really like what you're talking about. I love your expertise. Can we have a cup of coffee? That's a lot of cup of coffees. And that actually becomes quite scary in terms of time. So if you send them into your group, it gives a presence and a focus that allows you to be present for more people. Yeah. So how can you do that is my question, really. And
for those of you who are in the hub, you'll know one of the things that we do regularly is we have our list of recorded trainings. Yeah. So every Tuesday we do a Facebook Live, and every Tuesday it's a different topic. Yeah. And we keep that record of a directory of all the ones we've done with the titles.
Yeah.
So when somebody says to us, oh, hey, I'd love to have a cup of coffee because I'm interested. This is what I did with James. I think it was earlier.
Indeed.
He
Hi,
said,
James. Welcome. You've
welcome
just
again.
completely fallen into everything that we do.
But he just said, oh, you know, I'm joining this group because I want to potentially speak on more stages. So what did I do? I sent him the link of one of the Facebook Lives we did on how to speak on lots of stages and our directory of 200 stages to speak on.
Yeah.
He went through and watched it, signed up for that, and then he's got what he needed.
Yeah.
But I didn't have time to have coffee or whatever. So you can actually create this hub, which is why we called it the Connection Hub, of resources and training so that people can actually feel like they're having coffee with us.
Exactly.
Even though it's our recorded self rather than our live self.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah, you're just delicious. Thank you. Go on, read out. So I'm going to go with lunch buddies first of all.
That's what
like, you know,
said,
it's really, really good to have a place where people start to put you into their rhythm. So the rhythm, so part of building a tribe is you actually setting up a rhythm for how you are present inside the group. So not only what the rules are of the group, but how you're present and how they can experience you. And so what Kelly's just said is one of those experiences. And the fact is, James, not only did you go and watch the video that she sent you to, but now you're here with us live, right?
You did indeed. So we've got things like that. We've got the recorded trainings.
Yeah.
We've got a directory of our members in the hub,
Yeah.
so people can actually start searching for keywords like publishers or speaker agents. We've got a library, so we put all of the books that we read up there. We also have our members' books in there. So we've become the go-to place of resources and connections so that people do feel like they don't need any other groups.
And we set out purposely to do that. So again, our invitation to you is to think about, okay, not only have we talked about the name, but picking a channel that you know your avatar is going to hang out on. There's no point in you setting something up on Instagram if all of your people are on Facebook, for example. The same thing around that is you know, pick a channel that works for you. Build it on your terms, right? If you're more familiar with Instagram, work out how to do it there so that you can actually do something that's you're going to be more likely to do it if it's normal and natural for you. And so it does take effort. It does take time and energy, but in a good way. This has never been drudgery, has it?
No, but we did say that for the first year, we would only concentrate on one platform. So we chose Facebook because Facebook was where most speakers, authors and coaches hung out. Yeah. LinkedIn was our second, but I don't really use LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So
I do a little bit, so.
But so it was the choice of what do we hang out the most and personally and where's our avatar hanging out? And we said, okay, for a year, we're going to build a tribe on there and then we're going to start expanding when we've got that foundational core culture and group and following.
Because we actually now know what we want to share, give, create, and we know what our vision is because it's solidified over time because the tribe contributes to all of that by saying, here's what we want and need. So it is all about them. It is all about the avatar that's hanging out. We happen to lead it. And so it's a peer level thing, but we never ever, and we're recommending this for you as well, it is about you consistently making opportunities for your people to say what they want and need, because then you can go out and source that because you are still the host of this party. You are still the leader that holds the vision. And then you simply tweak a couple of things here and there. You salt it the way that you would a nice goulash. I'm on food at the moment.
If you've got vegan members to the party, you need to make sure you've got food catered for them. If you've got Radiohead fans, you've got to make sure the music's, so you've got all the things and moving parts.
Good. So, who's in the kitchen and who's in the living room is basically what we're saying. And different conversations are going on in there, but they're usually around a central point. So your job here is to go, what is that central point? What is the thing that is going to unite all of these people that I can actually set up so that people can get behind it, people can actually support it, and people can actually have a conversation around it and make their contribution into it.
Yeah, and the consistency thing is key, right?
I was just going to say, and it takes commitment and it takes consistency. But the consistency thing also frees you up because there's a rhythm to the connection that's actually happening in the hub. Here we are on a Tuesday. It's lunchtime. Guess what?
You're here.
Here we are. And it's there. So one of the things that, so the next step on from that is we actually have a membership as well called Changemakers Central, because really our ultimate aspiration for all of you is to be the change maker that you want to be. And what we know how to do best is to help you position, help you systemize, automate, and actually create that business. And one of my favorite quotes in the world, and I do wear my anthropology hat when I say this, is Margaret Mead, and you may not know who she is, but here is the quote that is dearest to my heart. And this is basically why we set up Changemakers Central. Never doubt, and this is for every single one of you with a message to kind of go out and shift the world. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And for me, that's actually what building a tribe is all about. It's about ensuring that you have a space where people feel they belong, so they feel empowered, so they can actually go out and do something about the thing that unites them, whatever that is. Whether it's knitting or environmental consciousness. I don't actually care what it is, but it's that. Never doubt that a small group, notice small group, of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has.
I'm just going to pick up quickly before the comment goes. Oh, it has gone.
Yeah.
But Daisy was saying something about the fact that she asks her members what they want, but she doesn't always get responses. Why is that?
Okay.
And then Sarah's just responded about asking open questions. So yeah, I do agree with that. I think sometimes people just put not detailed enough questions up there. Yeah. So it could be the fact that you can say, you can give more context to it. So the fact that I'm going to be doing a webinar this month from the group, and I want to get an expert in who would you want me to interview in the fashion industry? Because I know that's your thing, Daisy. So you could be a little bit more telling them what the result is, that they're going to get a webinar at the end.
Yeah.
It might be the fact of time. So I think polls work really well.
As well.
Yeah. But polls work really well for people that haven't got much time. So they can actually, and you can spark that by putting 3 or 4 suggestions and allowing them to add more suggestions if they wanted to, but telling them that they can add more suggestions. And then saying, look, I might be doing a Facebook Live on this, or what do you want the next blog to be about? And then you give them some suggestions to actually do that. And then, as Sarah said as well, ask open questions. So I think it's really important to tell your group why you're asking, what they're going to get from giving you a response, to make sure there's something in it for them.
Always give context.
And then ask it in different ways. So quick polls or open questions, or, getting them to vote for things as well. So,
And the most important of all is, and we are of course going to say this, is know your avatar. If you know that part of the characteristics of your avatar is they're time poor, then you
don't get them to
do something.
Don't get them to think that much, right? Just ticking or
help them.
Yeah.
And so really, it's all around creating an environment. They need a shared interest and a way to communicate. So you're creating a platform, that's the way to communicate. You salt it by asking the questions, by setting some topics, by eliciting, like one of our most favorite or most time-honored things is our Friday feeling. People love to do a bit of celebration. We encourage celebration on a Friday. And so people love to actually engage with that. Give them something that they actually can engage with, that's easy for them, and that's across the board. That doesn't single them out.
So that we'll talk about engagement in a minute, about how you can increase it, because that might be the thing, Daisy. It might be that your engagement score is generally low in your group. I don't know. But if there might be the fact that they're not used to actually engaging, they're used to just reading and not responding. So if you make it a habit, I know people say to us, I always put polls up in your groups, because even when I put it up in my group, we get more response in your group because it's more engaged, right? So just think about increasing the engagement level generally, rather than just from asking questions. But let's move on, because I know.
Like I said, I'm going to hone it in. So really, we've built from nothing 15 months ago, from nothing to 3,700 members in our Facebook group. And here's the key, 75% engagement in 15 months. And so part of that comes down to the energy, the rules, the engagement, kind of the salting that we do, the stimulation, the culture,
and the members,
the responsiveness, and most of all, I was literally going to say that, and the members, because actually all of you have contributions to make, And we
But
do our best to help that happen.
We were really clear when we first started. Our first 100 members were handpicked, right?
Totally.
We had 50 each, and we were like, okay, we were going to contact them individually and say what we were setting up, what we wanted, why we wanted them to be a part of it, how we wanted them to contribute, especially in the early days, to get the momentum going, right?
It was.
We were. And, I've got, over 4,000 friends or something on Facebook. So to go through and pick 50 and then to have conversations with them and saying why, this is the legwork we did. But we knew those 100 members were our founding members. Yeah. And they would be the ones that started to create the culture because they were like-minded, like-valued people like us, right? So we still haven't done any ad spend or anything, but we wanted to make sure. Sarah's 75% amazing. Yeah, we are blown away by our engagement.
Yeah, we really are. And so, by the flip side, really, it's about belonging to somewhere that you actually want to belong to. So if you think about the Me Too group, that blew up, sort of 18 months ago or so, and it didn't exist before. It's now got 74,000 people members in it.
Group,
in a group, because there's a common goal, there's a common movement that sits behind it, and people want to be able to show support. Yeah. So think about, what would they want to show support for if you're going to hold a space?
Yeah, we had the interview with Rachel Taplin last week about getting PR attention, and she said that she created her own day, right?
That's right, an awards day.
Yeah, so therefore it might be the fact that your movement also has a day attached to it, so there's a national day for it. Yeah. So anyway.
Estelle Delia Kiba, and I needed to look that up because she is a member in our group. She's mainly built up on an Instagram following, the Mums in Business Association group, simply, and it's got something like 37,000 people in it now.
So that's her Facebook
group. And again, that's the Facebook group, but she's built up via Instagram. So you'll see that you can actually build up a following on one, but actually where you hang out and where you choose to hang out and have the conversations, maybe on a slightly different platform. So again, there are strategic things that you can do. But the core thing here is be the place, create the place where you actually hold space for the conversations that people want to have.
Yeah. So this is the last part of this live. I know we've got lots of love coming through and we appreciate it all. Is actually working out, how do you show up in your group? And then how do you show up on Facebook generally? So I'm going to cover these points, which are going to be really practical for you. Now you understand the importance of having a group, the type of culture to put in there, the types of content. Now we're actually doing, how do you show up?
Yeah.
So in your own group, this is how we've done it to increase our engagement level. We've set the standard. So please do go and check out our rules, which every group should have rules. And that's, ours are really bespoke. If you want to copy and paste our rules because you like them, then go ahead, right? We're happy.
Or amend them.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Pick somewhere you like, pick a tribe you like, and it might be ours, it might be somewhere else. But go and have a look at how have they set it up and what can you copy from that you can modify that actually suits your avatar and group vision.
And so, it aligned to our values. We make sure that everyone's really open-minded, that no one shoots down opinions and things like that. So we put that all in our rules. Yeah. And then we can always refer back to it and say, look, we're taking you out of the group, not that we've ever had to do this.
Rules help people behave in the way that you would like them to behave. That's what they're there for. They're not there to penalise as such. They're actually there to educate. If you think about it from that perspective.
It's just like having children and putting boundaries.
Exactly.
So make sure you've got a good set of rules, and therefore you can always refer back to them. Yeah. I think in that way as well, promotion in most groups is the things that annoys people the most because they just don't want the feed full of promo because people think it's a spammy group. So we actually have lots of opportunity for you to promote. We have what's your offer day that happens once a month, but we also have Share Sunday where you can put things in. Yeah. We have what's your showreel day, so you can put showreel if you're a speaker. We have your book day, so you can actually put your book if you're an author. So all these things allow our members to promote ourselves, but on specific days in one feed, so that you can still get value and you can still look at people's resources, but it doesn't fill up the feed.
No.
So again, think about the standards you want to create in your group, and therefore that's part of the culture.
And how you enforce those.
Yeah.
So it is about being really rigorous about saying, actually, that's not part of the rules. So thank you, but no thank you.
It was Kay that said that we were the most kindest administrators that she'd come across.
We do our best to be polite, and it's true. Be polite and kind, because honestly, it pays you back.
So this is a key point, which I think a lot of groups that I see don't follow, and that's why their engagement levels aren't as high.
Yeah.
Is the 80-20 rule. So actually, as a leader, as the host of the party in a group, it's actually your responsibility to spark the conversations, not be all about me. So 80% of the posts that we put up, whether they're the standard posts that happen on a certain day in the group or they're the spontaneous posts, are actually asking questions of you. Yeah. So Helena referred to like the Friday feeling that happens every Friday, which is actually where we get you to reflect on your week, to look at your celebrations, because we know that most speakers, authors and coaches don't celebrate because they don't have anyone to celebrate with.
Or they think they've got to be too busy to stop to celebrate, and actually the celebrations help you to actually really hone the business. So we just wanted to make it possible, right?
Yeah, we have the Curious Q&A where we encourage you to ask the questions that are bugging you, that are stopping you making progress. We have the call out posts where we're saying, okay, who do you need? Do you need a logo designer? Do you need a speaker agent? Ask for who you need to be connected to in the Connection Hub. So we have these posts that go out all the time where actually it's not about us. Yeah. We're not teaching you things. Yep. We're just asking you to come forward and dip into the pool in the resources in the hub.
Because we know that there's a big pool of people.
Yeah, and resources. Yeah. So the other 20% of the time, we are leading, hosting the party. We are adding value. We're giving you resources. We're giving you insights into what we know as professionals in the industry. So this is, yes, we do our weekly Facebook Live. That is part of that content. We will also do posts like the speaker show reel, where we know it's important, and we do a teach on how to put a speaker show reel together. Yeah. We do the what's your expert indicators to learn what stage of the business you're at and how you can move forward. Yeah. We give our directories out there of our speaker stages, the libraries, the members. So we, all those types of things, we're adding value 20% of the time. Yeah. So that person then knows that actually the Connection Hub is run by us, but it's for our members. Yeah. So we're not just always doing me, which is going back to that I'm better than you tribe, and then that's the one where it becomes very egotistical. But it's still very valuable.
Yeah, we have ownership over it, and we want to set the direction, because actually we know from listening what people are actually wanting. So as we hear something that people are wanting, we've added, so for those of you who've been here from the very beginning, thank you, hi, welcome. And for those of you who are new, you're seeing this plethora of things which wasn't there at the very beginning, because we just wanted to start with the bare bones, and that's our invitation to you. It might look really full and kind of complex for anyone coming in and really looking at it and evaluating it, but actually we started really simply. What do people want, and what can we listen for that they also want? And so some of the things that you're now experiencing as norms, we didn't have on the radar. We didn't know that was needed or wanted.
And normally when we reach 500 or 1,000 members more, we normally release a new thing.
Whatever that is.
We don't know what it is.
We don't know what it is, because we're constantly listening.
Yeah. Exactly. And that, going back to what Daisy was saying earlier, what we do quite a lot of, especially because we normally create or plan our content 3 months in advance. So we know all of our Facebook Lives, all of the content for our membership group 3 months in advance. So what we do in the Connection Hub is we put polls out. Yeah. We ask you what topics, what people, what things are getting in your way that we haven't covered already. And then we will then start to either find experts to interview, or we'll put the information together ourselves. Yeah. So do ask your tribe what they need and what they want, right? You listen to the language, listen to things that are happening. We look at the posts and our Curious Q&A. There was probably in 1 week about 15 questions about podcasting. Yeah. So what did we go and do? Got a podcasting guest on as one of our Facebook Lives, because that was an area of an expertise. And we don't have a podcast at the moment, so we learned a lot too.
Yeah, we really did.
And that's the thing, right? It's shared learning. Yeah. We there are stuff that we are the experts in, and we'll guide you, but we also are learning this just as much as you do. We're probably just 1 or 2 steps ahead of the game. So, sorry, what have I missed?
Just a couple of questions. So Beth is just talking about the fact that, sort of her group has plateaued a little bit. So what can actually be done about that?
Yep. Okay. So one of the things is bring new things in, Beth.
Yeah.
Right. So introduce new aspects. So have another resource in there. Like we've only released our library, I think, when we got to...
Yeah. It was
3,000 members. I don't know what it was.
3,500,
so
I think.
Bring some newness in there. Do stuff differently. I mean, your new hairstyle, I'm sure, is going to bring.
I love your new hairstyle. It's so good.
But yeah, try and shake it up a bit. Try and do something different. Maybe you do something you've never done before. Maybe do a webinar in the group.
And it could actually be just even something like opening it up. You've got a wealth of experience in there. So could you actually do a Facebook Live with one of the members, like, sort of actually bring them in some way, because that might actually be a way that the founders might learn from each other, for example.
Or you might have a hot seat, for example, or just say, look, we're going to do a Zoom meeting for the first 8 people that get on about this topic, and actually live stream eight of you all on the screen at the same time. Just do something different to shake it up. She's going to try some new stuff.
Good.
Awesome. So make sure that you've got the 80-20% rule down. So you're actually encouraging conversations 80% of the time, encouraging the members to feel valued, to feel welcome, wanted to share, and you demonstrate your expertise 20% of the time.
And don't be afraid to actually change that or tweak it a little bit. Just because you put it out there, test how it's working, and if it doesn't work, then tweak it.
Yeah.
There was one of the things that we had to do where it was like, well, we had an intention for it, but that's obviously not doing what it's doing, so we'll just change it a little bit. And just a tiny change of words. I think it was Curious Q&A, I can't remember. But a tiny change of words actually meant that it got engagement. So just because you thought it up and it didn't actually work first time around, don't dismiss it.
I know what it was. We used to have our call out and our Curious Q&A on certain days.
That's right, yes.
And people were like, oh, it's not Tuesday, can I ask a call out post? And
it was confusing for them.
So we just changed it that you can ask any time. And that's one of the good things as well for new members. We send out a welcome post every week. So we averagely probably have about 100 members that join every week.
Yeah.
So what we do is those people get tagged and then we have the standard rules and what happens in the group and the hashtags.
Yeah.
So everyone's brought up to speed on the core elements as soon as they join the group. So we send those welcome posts out on a weekly basis. Yeah. So it's again another
way.
An
induction.
Yeah, but it's a way of setting the standards. It's a way of setting the culture, and people go, "Oh, I understand how to use that hashtag now.
I know how to belong in here."
Yeah, I know how to
think about
operate.
that. Yeah.
So then poll, ask for them for what they want. And just keep on bringing in newness and adding value all the time. That's how you should show up in your group.
Yes.
Now,
big deep breath. Keep writing.
We're nearly there.
Yeah.
So I said to you before, the ways that we believe we've built our group. The first one is actually knowing our avatar and having our name in our group. So the Connection Hub for speakers, authors, and coaches. Mm-hmm. The next one is having the purpose, so it's aspirational based for what that avatar wants and needs, and creating a culture around where it's actually let's all win together. It's not just about Helena and Kelly, right? Yeah. It's actually how do we all win together? Yeah. And then the last thing to think about is actually how we've done it is actually showing up in other people's groups.
Yay!
Right? So we have a list of 5 groups each that we've done research into. Now, I would suggest that you all do the same. Think about where does your avatar hang out online, if your avatar's on Facebook, what Facebook groups do they hang out in? And I would look for groups that have members of over 5,000 members, because you know that then it's a big enough pool for you to fish in. Yeah. And then, as we've said before, the most important thing is to think about how engaged those members are. Yeah. So if you look at a group and you see that no one's liked or commented on the posts, you know it's basically a dead group. They might have bought those members, it might be really spammy, but there's no engagement. So there's no point you wasting your time hanging out in there if no one's reading the content. Yeah. So look for groups that have your ideal avatar in.
For sure.
And the fact that they have 5,000 members or more. And the fact that they're engaged, so that you know that you're gonna, whatever time you spend there is going to be worth your while. Yeah. Now, what I do every morning is I go through those 5 groups and I just scroll through the feed of the last 24 hours
with this thought. Yeah. How can I be of service?
Help? Right. I look for any questions that I can answer. And normally, and I'm sure many people in this that are watching this at the moment have probably seen me hang out, it'll be like, what CRM system should I use? Well, then I go back to our recorded trainings and go, here, this is the one about finding which CRM system suits your business. I want more speaking gigs. I'll shove the one that I gave James about how to speak on other people's stages. How do I get a best-selling book? I put the link into that one. So I'm not spending a lot of time answering the questions. I'm sending them to a training video that we've already done. And guess what? The pinned post in that is telling them to the Connection Hub.
And yes, Gina, that's exactly what you can do. So you can actually kind of pin a post in any group.
So your question, Gina, can you still pin a post within the group? Yes. So what happens in groups is they're called announcements. So you can make, if you go to the ... on any post at the top right-hand corner, you can make any post an announcement, and then you can pin one of those announcements to the top of the post, to the top of the group. So I think ours at the moment is promoting our Connect and Create Day that we've got coming up. So we've got that one as our pinned post, and then we'll swap it around as things happen, but you can still do that in there. So look and see, how can you serve? Because you're not promoting, right? So you're not breaking any rules in most people's groups, because it's not a link to a sign up here, download this thing. It's free content, because remember that Facebook Live is on our page. So it's nobody needs to sign up or like our page to watch it.
Exactly.
It's their choice if they want to join the Connection Hub afterwards. But they get their questions solved. And then what happens is they go, oh, I like that person. And they might go to the page. The page is linked to the group.
That's it.
And so therefore they can automatically find the group that way. So it becomes this cycle of actually helping, and then the reciprocal thing comes back to us and they join the group, and then they learn more and more and more.
And so that's one way of doing it. And some of you might be having a small panic and going, but I don't have content to send them to. My version is slightly different. So I obviously wear my coaching / training hat a lot of the time. And so my version of how can I serve is I go in and I do quite a lot of coachy sort of stuff. And I guarantee you, because I'm spending my time and energy just warming up people and solving their issues or helping them think about things differently, they reach out and I simply direct them into the place where I like to hang out, which is the Connection Hub. So you don't have to have a whole bundle of stuff. So don't let that stop you. Don't you dare. You know, like go and big
but
girl
do
boots
Facebook
on.
Lives on the most popular asked questions, because then you can.
Exactly. And so don't make it an excuse. Just go and share you, be you authentically, and show up for people.
So that's what you can do in other people's groups, and make this a ritual, a daily habit, so you get into that, okay, I've done my half an hour's worth of prospecting today. Also, if you've got a good group that you really like, then befriend the owner of the group, right? See how you can actually work together. If you've got a shared avatar, then I'm sure you can both offer each other support. It might be the fact that you do a shared Facebook Live in each other's groups talking about what you offer, but have some sort of partnership or affiliation with the people that you can support each other with. So you can normally find the group owners in the admin section, and then befriend them and get to know them. Don't ask for them something straight away. Just say how much you're enjoying hanging out in the group.
This is my favourite question from that networking perspective. What can we do together? What can we do together? And for those of you who want to go and look at it, go and look at the training that we did on who has your customer before you and after you. Because actually that's going to help you identify the people that you might just be affiliated with.
And then the other thing, I'm just aware we're already an hour.
I know. I told you it'd be a long one.
The other thing to work out is that most groups do have promo days, okay? So you need to respect everyone's rules, but we have the What's Your Offer Day once a month, and that's when you can actually then do a promotional offer. It can be to your group, or it can be to your paid services, or it can be to an event that you've got going on. But that is the time where you can actually promote yourself openly and make sure. I mean, I have the 5 groups that I'm in. I know what days they happen. Some of them are weekly, some of them are monthly, and they're in my calendar, so I know what I'm doing on that day. I
have 20 of them written down. They're all in a spreadsheet.
So therefore, just work out what it is so that you're doing that constant. I know a lot of people go, oh, I've built my group and I'm really good at engaging in my group, but I've hit a plateau of numbers. How do I do that? And I'm like, you need to start showing up outside of your group as well as in your group.
Be an invitation. Like, be the example of what it's like to be inside your group, and find a moment to be an invitation.
When you're doing that promotion on the promo days, have something really descriptive. Don't just put the link. Please don't just put the link.
Please don't.
Say what it is you're promoting,
why
and
they should
what
do
they
it.
get from joining, buying, right?
Yeah.
What's in it for them? Not just this is all about me again. Yeah. It has to describe something that's juicy, that makes them think, I need that, I want that.
Completely.
Click on more. Okay, so make sure, and we have pre-written blurbs done.
Like James this morning.
Yes.
Which is really rather good. So, right, I am going to wrap us up because we really could keep going. And I'm not going to let that happen. This is longest one ever, I'm sure. So, here are some calls to action for you. Go and sense check your own group. If you've already got one, what can you do to energize it? What can you take away? Maybe it's just a twist of the rules, a twist of the content, making it more 80-20 in some sense. But go and really sense check, really take an objective look. Is it about them or is it about me? It might even be that you do a name change because actually that's going to serve the group even better, because the group is much more important than you are, weirdly, even though you lead it. The second thing is take a good look at the content. Is there constant content that allows you to engage, or that allows them to engage with you and each other within that? And go and be a little bit creative. Go and look at what's actually happening in other places that you might kind of borrow from and go, oh, we could do with some of that in here. And then the final thing is for those of you who need to go and look outside, what groups should I hang out in? Who has my avatar, right? So, and on that note, right, we're going to go.
We've got a journalist.
We've got a journalist to be interviewed by. We might just be able to sneak in a cup of tea, but other than that, we're on the go. So, blessings to the 12 of you who hung out all the way through. Bless you. I'm not even going to apologise for being 20 minutes over the norm, which is 40.
Everyone's saying so much valuable information, so
it's all good. Yeah. It's all good. We'd love to hear what you end up doing as a result of this.
Hey, why don't you all put your group links in the comments?
Ooh, look what she did there.
And make sure you tell us about what the group is, who is it for,
and why we should join. Off you go, all of you. Right.
See you later.
Bye. Bye. I'm coming around the side.